Hi everyone. Now I'm going to present a new topic, that is chemical equation and its balancing method. Then what is a chemical equation? So chemical equation, it is a shorthand method of representing a chemical reaction in terms of symbols and formulae of the different reactants and products. For example, if you look at this reaction, that is respiration. When glucose it reacts with oxygen, it gives carbon dioxide and water. Here, glucose and oxygen are called as reactants, and carbon dioxide and water which is produced are called products. So the question is, what is a reactant? That is, these are the chemical substances which are taken originally, which may react together, are called reactants, and the new chemical substances formed are called products. In the given example, glucose and oxygen are the reactants, and carbon dioxide plus water, these are products. Then how to write a chemical equation for a reaction? Let us take an example. So to explain the reaction between zinc and sulfuric acid, we say zinc reacts with dilute sulfuric acid to form zinc sulfate and give out hydrogen gas. So can we write it in short form? Yes, that is in the form of word equation. So if you look at the sentence form, so zinc reacts with dilute sulfuric acid. So up to here we can say this belongs to reactant. So we took the zinc plus dilute sulfuric acid as the reactants, and the products which are zinc sulfate and hydrogen gas as the products. So easily we can isolate the reactants and products. How? By observing the words wherever to form, produces or give rise to. So the substances which are present in the first part, they are called as reactants, and the second part of the to form is called as products. Then again one more question, so can we still make this word equation concise? Yes, that is in the form of symbols and formulae. See, the zinc, it is written as symbol, that is Zn, and sulfuric acid as H2SO4, and the product, that is zinc sulfate as ZnSO4, and hydrogen as H2. So these form of equations are called as chemical equation. But whenever we write a chemical equation, sometimes they may be balanced or unbalanced. Now we will move on to the next topic, that is balanced and unbalanced chemical equation. Now look at this example, that is zinc plus sulfuric acid which reacts to give zinc sulfate and hydrogen. If we count the number of atoms present on left hand side, that is LHS, zinc number of atom is 1, hydrogen number of atom is 2, sulfur number of atom is 1, and oxygen number of atom is 4. Whereas in the right hand side, the zinc is 1, hydrogen number of atom is 2, sulfur number of atom is 1, and oxygen number of atom is 4. So here, thus the number of atoms of each element on the two sides of the equation are equal. So such an equation in which the number of each element on the two sides of the equation are equal are called a balanced chemical equation. So this above equation is balanced because the total number of atoms of each element on two sides of the equation are equal. Then we will see the unbalanced chemical equation. For example, look here. Iron, it reacts with water to give iron oxide and hydrogen. So commonly we have seen this reaction as rusting or corrosion process. Now count the number of atoms of each element on either side, that is LHS and RHS. In the LHS, iron is one atom, hydrogen is two atoms, oxygen it has 1. Whereas in right hand side, iron it has 3 atoms and hydrogen has 2 atoms and oxygen has 4 atoms. So can you think or can you say this equation is balanced? No, because in the above equation the number of hydrogen atoms are equal on both the sides, that is 2 each, but number of iron, that is Fe, and oxygen, that is O atoms are not equal, as there are one Fe atom on left hand side but there are 3 Fe atoms on right hand side and one oxygen atom on left hand side but 4 oxygen atoms on right hand side. So such an equation in which the number of atoms of different elements, that is one or more, is not equal on the two sides of the equation is called an unbalanced or skeletal equation. So the above equation is an example for unbalanced chemical equation. Now the question is how to balance a chemical equation. Now before balancing the chemical equation, first in our mind we have to keep some points. So that is the first point: don't change the subscripts of the formula. Second point: place a suitable whole number coefficient before the formula. Third, the coefficient placed before the formula multiplies every atom of that formula by that number. I will repeat again. Don't change the subscript of the formula. Second, place a suitable whole number coefficient before the formula. Third, the coefficient placed before the formula multiplies every atom of that formula by that number. So by using these 3 points, we can balance a chemical equation. Now we will take an example to illustrate the method of balancing a chemical equation by the method called heat and trial method. Look at the equation, that is iron which reacts with water to give iron oxide plus hydrogen. So what are the different steps involved in balancing of the chemical equation? Step 1: enclosing the formula in boxes. As you can see, iron, water, iron oxide and hydrogen, all these are enclosed in boxes. This is first step. In the second step, listing number of atoms of different elements. Now first we will list out on the LHS side. So on the LHS side we have 3 atoms, that is iron. How many atoms are present? 1. And hydrogen, 2 atoms are present. Oxygen, 1 atom is present. When you look at the right hand side, iron has 3 atoms, hydrogen has 2 atoms, oxygen has 4 atoms. So directly we can say the reaction which is given above is unbalanced. Now we are going to balance this equation. In the step 3, what we have to do is we have to select the biggest formula, that is Fe3O4 iron oxide, and balancing the element with highest number of atoms, that is oxygen. So when you look at the equation, you can see that this is the biggest formula and it has maximum number of atom of which element? Oxygen. How many numbers? 4 number. On which side? Right hand side. So we have to balance this 4 number of oxygen in LHS side. In LHS we have how many oxygen? Only 1 atom. So as the condition says, we cannot change the molecular formula, but we can use the whole number as coefficient. So to make this 1 oxygen, we have to multiply by how many times? That is 4 times. For that reason, we have to write 4 as coefficient. Then it becomes 4 2s are 8 for hydrogen and 4 ones are 4 for oxygen. Clear? So this is third step. Now oxygen is balanced, but the number of hydrogen is increased. Now we'll move on to the next step. So in the next step, we'll balance another atom, that is balance iron atoms on both sides. As the condition says, we have to select the atom which is maximum in number. So here already we have balanced oxygen. So the next element or atom is iron atom. So on the right hand side we have how many iron atom? That is 3. But on the left hand side we have only 1 iron. So to balance this iron we have to use 3 as coefficient here. Then it becomes 3Fe. Now in this step we have balanced iron atoms. So in the previous step we have balanced oxygen. In this step we have balanced iron. So the remaining atom is hydrogen. So here we have to balance hydrogen. Now on left hand side count the number of hydrogen. That is, it has 8 hydrogen, whereas in the right hand side it has only 2 hydrogen. Then to make this 2 number of hydrogen on the right hand side into 8 atoms, we have to multiply this 2 by how many times? That is 4 times, right? So 4 2s are 8. Now count the number of atoms of each element on both the sides. So iron 3, hydrogen 8, oxygen 4. In the right hand side, iron 3, hydrogen 8, oxygen 4. Thus the given chemical equation is balanced chemical equation. Now we will try hit and trial method, that is without writing any boxes or using any different steps. Directly we will try to balance the chemical equation, just calculating in our mind, but we'll use the same steps. First, look at the number of atoms which is more in number, either it may be towards left hand side or towards right hand side. When we look at this reaction, we can see oxygen, it is more in number towards right hand side, that is RHS, and it is less in number towards LHS. So to balance this 4 oxygen we have to increase that 4 numbers towards LHS. Since we cannot change the molecular formula of water, we will write this 4 as coefficient. Then number of hydrogen atom is increased, that is 4 2s are 8. Then in the RHS number of hydrogen is less, so to make this 8 again we have to write 4 as coefficient, so it becomes 4 2s are 8, which is the remaining atom, that is iron. In the RHS it has only 3 iron, but in the LHS it has only 1 iron. Then to balance this as coefficient we have to write 3. So now our given chemical equation is balanced. So this method is called as hit and trial method. If you understand this topic, so here I gave some questions. You can practice these questions to test your understanding. And if you like this video, please press the subscribe button for subscription and give a like to this video and press the bell icon to get the updates. Thank you.